tackle the censorship first, the candlelight vigil for the folks run over by the Islamicists, all of this. But getting into you banned on Twitter. I know we had the lady on yesterday who was banned off Twitter because she said, please don't mutilate women, and asked Sadiq Khan, the mayor, to speak out against Muslims sex-slaving women. And he called that hate speech and had her banned. So this is next level. Will you now support mutilating women? Maybe you could be liberal.
I've seen this coming. I think everyone's seen this coming. This is the future. Removing off Twitter, Facebook will be next, YouTube will be next. This is about stopping any counter-argument. And what they want is what they have now is they want to run articles about me. They want to label me as a hate preacher, and they don't want me to be able to reply to it. They don't want me to be able to expose their lies. And they've been successful. They've removed me from Twitter. And yeah, I saw. And
Sadiq Khan called for it 2 weeks ago. You were on the day he did it. You said, I'll be banned soon, and now it's happened.
Sadiq Khan called for it. We had a leading Labour politician who went to YouTube CEOs, and she asked them why they're recommending my hate videos. We had Saeeda Varsi. Saeeda Varsi is a Muslim lady. She was conservative, baroness in our House of Lords. She stood up in Parliament talking about my hate. We had Mark Rowley, the leader of counter-terrorism. All of these are common purpose. We had Mark Rowley, the leader of counter-terrorism, who stood up, who gave press conferences on national TV and again spoke about my hate. Hate is the new word over here. Hate is the new word. We had racist, they beat that down, they wore that out. We had Nazi, they beat that down, they wore that out. Now the word is hate. And with hate, they don't have to back it up or explain it. They just say it's hate speech. And I know that if I got in front of any one of these individuals, any one of them, and asked for one example, give me one example. Because I've done an interview yesterday with Russia Today. It's just gone out today. And in that, the journalist spoke about my hate. And I said to her, you're a journalist. You've obviously researched before this interview, have you not? She said, yes. Give me one example of my hate. Just one that you found. And of course she couldn't. Of course she couldn't. Because the problem is now that's literally speaking. Do you know what? Her response was, you speak about Islam. I said, yeah. So I speak about an ideology, a religion, and I'm not allowed to. And that's where we're going. What they're doing is they're legitimizing and criminalizing speak and talk of Islam.
And if you don't support having sex with 9-year-old girls, you're hateful because, you know, the religion says it's okay. This is next level. And what you said is critical. We're coming right back from break. Get this with Tommy Robinson here, banned off Twitter, that Sadiq Khan and all these people, they just say ban us and lie about what we've said and what we've done, and then we're disappeared. And then that's really what's hateful. That's what's fascistic. That's what's Nazi-like. That's what, is the big danger. And they're here and they're really doing it. And they're, again, in Sweden saying it's politically correct. We've got to let our 9-year-old daughters have sex with Muslim men. Anybody else does it, you're going to prison. All right, folks, we are back live, broadcasting worldwide. I am your host, Alex Jones. We've been having some technical difficulties lately. I apologize to our stations. We've had several computers go out. We're getting new equipment. We normally are glitch-free. But that's the thing about glitches. Once they start, they multiply. And then pretty soon, you shut down. That's how it works. You let gremlins in, they multiply. And that's the way countries are. You let communism and socialism and all this garbage take over. You let the government and special groups get control of your kids. Those are the control freaks that want to take control of your life. And that's where we are right now. Now, we're going to go back to Tommy Robinson, banned off Twitter. And they're doing this where Milo Yiannopoulos, Tommy Robinson, drip, 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 drip. He should be getting a Pulitzer Prize. He should be getting an award for breaking sex grooming. There should be a Hollywood movie where there's a guy that owns a tanning salon and a company and his happy father, and he sees Muslim men pimping 8-year-old girls and stands up and fights them and gets thrown in prison, solitary confinement, and they try to kill him, and he gets out and he all this stuff. No, 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 no. He gets banned on Twitter, and Sadiq Khan supports Sharia law and bans former Muslim women that don't want their genitals cut off. The media goes, shut up, women. We'll cut your genitals off. And Sadiq Khan says, hey, I want Tommy Robinson shut down. And a week and a half later, he shut up. Isn't that nice? We'll go back to him in a moment. Now, just briefly, because I hardly plug, because I just want to get back to the news. We have the best supplements. We have the best products. We have the best water filters. We have the best non-GMO heirloom seeds. We have the best air filtration. We have the best of everything. We go out and find the very best and then discount it. We have Body's ultimate turmeric product. It's amazing. It's sold out in just a few weeks. It is back in. By the way, I wanted to change the label from red to orange because turmeric's orange. We did that, and it's in. And it is 25% off. It is amazing, and your purchase funds the operation. It will sell out very quickly because we got a limited shipment. We're about to end the special on Brain Force Plus, 50% off. The Real Red Pill, 50% off. And when you get the two together, you get a 50% off and free shipping. InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLive.com, or 888-253-3139. Thousands of positive reviews for each item. No reviews yet, obviously, for each combo pack. We should probably, when we have a new combo pack, that runs for like a week, probably not even have the reviews because there are no reviews of a combo pack because it's only there for a week. But InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLive.com, or 888-253-3139. And we're about to sell out of Super Blue Silver Immune Gargle. It's a supplement. You can swallow it as well. A little spray bottle. It's amazing. It's got the silver sol, patented solution, iodine, and more. That's about to sell out. But it is your funding that allows us to stand against Soros's lawsuits and the globalists and move forward and deliver victory. So we salute you all, InfoWarsStore.com. All right, going back to Tommy Robinson for this segment and the next. You're on fire, my friend. When I mentioned this thing about Sweden, where they have fire police chiefs that say 90+% of the rapes are Muslim, where they arrest women that say it's wrong that Muslims are raping people, where they tell women that are raped, don't wear short skirts. That's the same thing in the Netherlands, also in Germany. You read this stuff, this is coming out of their mouths. The leader of the Green Party, the female mayor of Cologne, when hundreds of women get raped, she says, well, don't wear short mini skirts or wear a wristband, saying, don't rape me. This is next level. And now the Swedes are finally up in arms over a children's manual and government releases brochure for migrants legitimizing child marriage and talking about it. So this is next level. I mean, as you said, is that why the British elite are backing Islam, is because of its pedophilic third rail?
I think that what they're doing is they can see that certain people like ourselves are now reaching people. We're reaching people in large numbers. So they're going to silence us. They're going to stop us. I've been to Sweden. I've been to Holland. I've been to Germany. I've been to all of these countries over the last 9 years. Originally, we started going there in 2009, trying to wake people up. The people weren't ready. But it is now. It's bubbling. And I'm going out there and you see more and more people ready, more and more people listening. Due to the internet, due to these sort of channels, due to alternative media, people are seeing, they're hearing, they're seeing the real news, they're seeing the truth. And that's why now they know that. They know that. That's why they're taking the power back. They're silencing us. They're removing us. And they're doing it across the country. Even if you look in France, Marie Le Pen, before the election, they removed 10,000 social media accounts that were pro-her. They just removed them. And when you see the power that has, whenever a negative news article went out about me, I'd tweet the article. All the people who follow me, obviously their eyes are open. They know the truth. They've seen what's happening. They would then go on and react. And before you know it, they'd be convincing people and arguing people, and there'd be dialogue and debate. But now they've removed me, they'll be able to just put these things up. And this child paedophilia, this grooming scandal that we're talking about, this is going on the length, every single town and city in our country. 70 towns have identified mass Muslim rape gangs that have been taking English girls, 70. But we've seen massive cases. If I ask you, what's the two biggest towns you know of rape scandals in the UK? You'll say Rotherham and Telford. Now, both of those towns have hardly any Muslims. Hardly any. I mean, like in Rotherham, there's only 3,500 men that fit the age with the criteria that can be involved in these rapes. So how many of them were, and that's why these towns are being used as scapegoats, because they simply cannot identify the real towns, the real problems. For example, in my town, where there's, instead of 3,500 Muslims, there's 60, 70,000. So the real rape gangs and the real problems are in Bradford, are in Birmingham, are in Luton, are in these sort of towns. And none of those towns have had massive grooming scandal news because they can't deal with it in those towns. They could not do it because instead of 1,400 children, we'd be seeing records of 14,000 children. We'd be seeing just how big
because
it
let's say it. In the mainline religion of Islam, abusing boys and girls is the religion. I mean, having sex with boys. Now, if you're an adult and have gay sex, they kill you. But if you're a man with a boy, it's in the Quran, it's okay. This is so out of control. And that's why the globalists love it. That's why. And you can have sex with 9-year-old girls. And so the left are a bunch of devil-worshipping pedophiles. They love it. That's why they love Islam.
Well, in heaven under Islam, if you martyr yourself, you get 72 virgins and 14 young boys that never grow old. 14 young boys that
by
never
the way,
grow
they
old.
always ignore the 14 young boy part.
Yeah,
By the way, you can tell none of these Muslims, I mean, 74 virgins, that means little girls, folks. That sounds like a nightmare.
In the Quran, it talks about boys that look like pearls, beautiful boys that look like pearls.
Ugh.
And of course, they never talk about this. So in heaven, everything that they want is loads of young girls and loads of young boys. And that's what they're being brought
Exactly.
up
Heaven is a pedophile paradise. Under that Quranic interpretation, heaven is like, heaven is where Sandusky goes.
Yeah. Heaven is where, and we see it. We see this, and to be honest, this is what they want to do. So, I was removed from Twitter for saying Islam promotes killing people. It does. No matter how much state censorship, or no matter how many Twitter companies, you can't change 1,400 years of history. You can't change a book that has 100 verses that tells them to kill us. I'm just stating a fact. And that's what I've been removed from social media for. Stating a fact because they don't.
I was told by a New York Times writer, and then I got another phone call. I was like, oh, this is a message. They said, you're about to be destroyed. This is a year ago. And I said, what do you want? And it didn't mean I was going to give in. I said, off record, I said, what do you want? And they said, don't talk about Islam anymore. Just stop it, Alex. You got it. And I realized they're all bought off. And I said, I will now I'm really going to go crazy.
Well, and that's it. The more they try to stop, the more they try to stop us, the bigger our voices get. And Alex, I said in response, I'll talk about it if this is going to a break now. I'll talk about it in the next part. But I want to say what we want to do in Britain in response to their attack on our free speech.
Absolutely. But I tell you, it's also defamation why they said they got rid of you. It is just sick. And
hate.
Go ahead, sorry.
They said hate. They said hateful. What? Well, because I said Islam promotes killing. That's hateful. Islam's hateful. Islam's hate. And you know what? Hamas, Hezbollah, Muslim Brotherhood, all prescribed terrorist organizations, all have Twitter accounts, all promote hate.
That's another good point. Hezbollah and Hamas have Twitter accounts, but Tommy Robinson doesn't. And Milo, harmless intellectual. Milo's a smart guy. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
You know, someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Tommy Robinson, the activist and citizen over in the UK, has launched the Tommy Robinson Show. He's also got the newest book, Enemy of the State, and also Muhammad's Quran, actually quoting what's in it. But there's no doubt that 10 million in Europe, millions here, just in the last couple of years, have brought in anti-family, anti-Christian, anti-woman, anti-gay, crazed people that kill each other in their own countries and know they're attacking and are covering it up. What, till they build critical mass? I mean, they've blown up the drawbridge. They've stormed the castle. They want reinforcements in before they declare what's happened. I mean, why are they clamping down and even saying in Congress, Alex Jones cannot tell people that a Muslim killed folks in New York? They actually say that. They say, this is fake news. It must be banned.
Alex, you know what's amazing for me was I've recently traveled to East Germany and I've just come back from Poland 3 or 4 days ago, yeah? The difference in Poland, when you see a country where you never thought people would be grateful for communism at a time, but because they had communism and because it didn't change till 1990 and because of the Iron Curtain.
They recognize authoritarianism.
Yeah, they recognize it. They didn't have an influx of immigration, so they're still, because they're the only culture and the only race in their country, they're allowed to be proud of who they are. In our country, we can't. I've just come back, and I've seen the most unbelievable scenes of patriotism that I've never seen. I've never experienced anything like I experienced this weekend in Poland. I saw hundreds of thousands of Polish who were defiant, who were so energetic. They know what it's like to fight. It's what they said to us. You haven't been challenged. You have not been challenged. The biggest uprising, civil uprising in history was in Warsaw, I believe, in 1944.
That was the Jews, yeah.
They all have relatives after relatives who have told them these stories. They understand the need to fight. They understand the battle against communism. They understand what communism done to their country. They understand what Islam will do. When I went to East Germany and I spoke to elder people there, they said, we've seen this before. You can't talk about it. Shh, you'll lose your job. This is communism. We've had communism. We've got away from that. Now we have the same with Islam. You can't talk about Islam. You can't talk about the refugees. You lose your job. You lose your work. So yeah, it's been to see the difference in the different countries, and to know that Eastern Europe, to know that Hungary, to know that Poland, to know that Czech Republic, I think are going to become countries that we all look to for inspiration.
Exactly, all because they won't be conquered. We'll be right back. Remember, it's the mega banks, the ultra-rich using the Muslims. They are being used. They're victims too. Vampirism. There are thousands of forms of it. There's the physical act of drinking the blood. But almost all the forms that we see exercised are hurting the innocent, the youth, the beautiful. This cult that Hillary Clinton's connected to, and these senators and leftists that's in the news, and the arrest for women in cages and being branded, was like beautiful models starving themselves down to anorexia so that this little weird control freak could come in and have them grovel and call him God. And you look at him, and he just looks like a demonic, weak, pathetic worm that nobody want to be around. But Hollywood's like a big bug zapper that the moths just fly into. So when I see a red carpet or I see Hollywood now, I see a big, giant, rotting, dead horse. Bloated with flies and maggots just all over it. I'm serious. And I think I'm going to just start having videos where I just show Hollywood and just dead animals, or rotting or starving children, or buzzards eating babies in Africa. Because let me tell you, that's what it is. And it's a big, big bug zapper. So a bunch of child predators, people that prey on children can have their way. And it's the same thing in the UK. Mainstream news in the UK admits it's a national security issue. The government's run by pedophiles. And they give standing ovations in Hollywood for Roman Polanski. And you got all the other fawning people that are just reporters trying to be part of it because they don't have anything inward. I mean, you'll find God out on a lake in the mist in the morning, or in the mountains just walking by yourself. You will find the devil in Hollywood in the mainstream system. And that is the point. Tommy Robinson, you're on fire, my friend. Banned from Twitter, not deterred. What are you doing to strike back with the work you're doing against this? Because you know how it works. You've already been in prison before for speech and lost your house and everything else, but you came out stronger. First, they silence you before they try to put your butt in prison.
We've organised, basically, if I give you the last 2-3 weeks in my country, Mine Selner and Brittany Pettibone were stopped at the airport. They were held. They were put in a detention centre. An American journalist was put in a British detention centre
for 4 days,
full of for 3 days, and then deported. Okay, and a Canadian, Lauren Southern, was held, detained under the Terrorism Act, and she was deported and banned for life because she talks about Islam. So we're seeing blasphemy laws put in through the back door. We've then seen Speaker's Corner has been taken over by hostile, aggressive, mafia-style Muslims. 300 years of free speech in our country, debate, people giving their opinions on feminism, on politics, all taken over from an Islamic ghetto cult in Speaker's Corner. Now I'm banned off Twitter. So on the 6th of May, I'm organising a march for freedom. This is not about just my Twitter ban. This is about everything, the complete attack on our freedoms, the erosion and the end of free speech, that our rights and our freedoms are being taken away from us as we sit by idly. And once they've started, when you see the progression over the matter of weeks, think about the matter of years. Basically, we're going to criminalise speaking about Islam. We're going to remove people. So on the 6th of May, on a Sunday, we're going to meet at Speaker's Corner and we're going to march for our capital city. And Alex, I'll ask you now, if you could find time, come and fight for freedom of speech in Britain. on the 6th of May. I'd love to host you. I'd love you to be able to come. I'd love you to be on the front line with us. We want everyone who values freedom, everyone who values freedom across the world. This march will be a march for freedom. We're actually going to march to Twitter's offices.
What is the date? What is the date?
It's Sunday, the 6th of May. It's bank holiday weekend in the UK. So on the Monday, everyone's off work.
I'd have to put off my Achilles surgery, but I might do it. And I don't really want the stunt of being in the news, but I know they've debated banning me. What do you want to bet if I try to fly over there for a free speech rally that they try to ban me coming into the country?
If they possibly would. If they did, then it lets the world know again what a totalitarian system we're under. It lets the world know. Everyone will see it. So again.
And by the way, I want to say this. Come back and do 2 more minutes, then we're going to talk to Mark Moreno. But I don't just say this to be an Anglophile, because I'm not. I'm a humophile. I love humanity. People think like America was at war with Britain in 1776. Everything in our revolution was an extension of the fights they had there from Magna Carta up, and most of the parliament supported us, and so our revolution was a British revolution. All right, Tommy Robinson, we're finishing up with him, and now it's already a best-selling book, Politically Incorrect Guide to Climate Change. We need to carry that. I love having all these great authors on. I have an online bookstore, and I never even make the connection to sell it, but that's how we fund the operation. But that Mark Moreno popping in here in just a moment. We're talking to, of course, Tommy Robinson of Tommy Robinson Online, .online, and, of course, Twitter, no longer. So that's been deleted. And it's because he's smart. He's a handsome guy. He has courage. He takes on 9 Antifa guys and kicks their ass. You know, the woman, that's doing his camera work, she beats up a couple of them. I mean, they're authoritarian thugs. And all of us should unify against this and say no. So in closing here, I can't believe Sweden's published a guide on how to have sex with children and telling people that Muslims are allowed to do it. I can't believe, that's up on Infowars.com, that this is all going on, but it is. And so what do we do? Because I don't want to sit here and bash Muslims. I know that there are Muslim countries that don't do this stuff. I know there's been golden age of Muslims. I know, but the radical worst forms of it are being supported. I like the Saudi Arabian prince that's trying to work with the West and meeting with rabbis and Christians and saying women are going to drive cars, they're going to go to college, you don't have to wear hijabs if they don't want to. That's good. We need a reformation in Islam. I don't want to be at war with it, but the elements that won't modernize are attacking us, and then the left that claims they're the modernist and the progressives are trying to make us submit to a monotheistic Stone Age religion that cuts women's genitals off and throws gays off buildings, and then if you criticize it, you're banned. I mean, Paul Watson has had his YouTube channel within 1 strike, and it's the videos criticizing them murdering gay people. And then the gay news sites attack me and say all these lies and defend Islam. It's like a cucking, or what is it?
The whole world's upside down. It's insane, isn't it? I was talking about it earlier. The whole world's upside down. Everything. It's just like, there's so many groups that put so much effort and time into attacking us. And if they just put that effort and time into attacking the real fascists, the real organisations, instead of trying to get me banned on Twitter, as we said, Hamas, Hezbollah, Muslim Brotherhood, terrorist organisations, real hate, not us identifying it, but the real hate. If they tackled that, but a lot of them, see the problem, a lot of them see it as an alignment because they want to overthrow democracy, they want to overthrow the rule of law, and they see Islam as the biggest weapon to do that. So they will combine with it. It's not genuine because of anti-fascist views. It's usually to do with communism or Marxism, and they want the complete destruction of the nation. They hate the rule of law, they hate the police, and they sort of have this loose alignment, even though they hate religion. They have this loose alignment where we'll work together until we get there. Not realising...
Well, I mean, I see the atheist arguments against these corrupt churches and some of the stuff they do. Even though I don't agree with the atheists, I agree with their critique of some out-of-control Christian groups. But then the Muslims are like 50 million light years worse, and the Pope's saying there is no hell. If he wants to be a leftist professor globalist, go ahead, but don't claim you're the Pope, man. You know, it's like he claims he's playing rock and roll, and he's playing... on a tinker toy or with a xylophone. I mean, dude, you're the Pope. You're a Christian. It's just and like the lady you pointed out, who's one of the main leaders against genital mutilation. Khan calls for you to be banned, her to be banned, and then you're both banned. And all she's saying is, please speak out against genital mutilation in Islam. You're a leader. Please do it. And because that's so real, a real woman saying that, they ban her. I mean, that is crazy.
And the Pope talks about open borders. Well, you open the gates of the Vatican. You open the walls of the Vatican. You let them come and live with you. Stop talking about letting them live with us. That's what it completely winds me up. And you were talking about Russia when we started this conversation. We've had this false flag attack in the UK where a Russian ex-spy, so an ex-traitor to Russia, has been killed in our country, and so has his daughter. And what we've seen, they say they used a Russian nerve agent. Why would Russia use a Russian nerve agent? Why don't they just stab him if they want to kill him? Why would they use something so high profile to get
It's so obvious, and just like the sinking of the Maynard war propaganda or Operation Himmler to start World War II, it's completely obvious they use a Russian nerve agent. They won't even say if the people are alive or dead, and now we're told we're on the edge of World War III. Oh, it's completely obvious. Absolutely. That's how you kill somebody, is a bag over their head. You come in their apartment, you kill them. You don't kill them on a park bench with nerve gas that's then fingerprinted back to you. That is ridiculous.
And then our response to that, so one man killed, our response to Russia is to expel the diplomats. ISIS.
Which, by the way, is what you do before war.
Yeah, and ISIS blow up 3 times last year, 4 times in our country. They blow up, they murder, they maim.
They blow up little girls. They blow up little girls.
What was our response? Our response was to allow 450 of their fighters back, to give them houses, to give them money. And then now we're letting 1,000 of jihadi brides back. Yet one Russian's killed, we expel their diplomats. It's insane. How?
Because Russia is Christian.
And how no one can see it. It's like, why? If they wanted to kill him, why would they use a Russian nerve agent? Come on. Come on. And when you see it building up, and as an Englishman, I think, I don't want to go to war with Russia. Why would we want to go to war with Russia? Why are you trying to maneuver and then Australia are getting involved?
By the way, war with Russia means the end of life on Earth.
And I truly believe that our Brexit, if they start a war with Russia, it will be the excuse they use that we're stronger together with the European Union.
Of course.
And we need to stay.
Well, no. Peter Sutherland, before he died, you're very astute. Did you read the BBC 2 years ago? He said, if you break up the EU, it will cause war. There will be war. They're saying, you let us have total power, we're going to start a war with Russia. And then you will. That's what they're doing, brother.
I can see it. When they start expelling diplomats, I think, well, you've expelled none of these radical jihadists. None of them. You're not one of them.
No. In fact, you're not just saying it. In the news, they say, I'm going to kill Englishmen. They go, oh, come right in. And then meanwhile, Michael Savage can't come in because he criticizes Islam. Imagine, I'm going to come back and kill you and bomb you. And then, like in 10 cases, they do bomb. They say, I'm coming to bomb you. Oh, we'll come right through customs. My God. I tell you, it's time to start arresting the politicians. They are the traitors. They are the enemies. Go ahead. Sorry.
We've got lawyers and politicians. Politicians in Scotland, Muslim politicians, part of the Scottish National Party, who are having massive campaigns to bring the jihadi brides home. Yet we're stopping journalists. We're stopping radio presenters. We're stopping everyone. And yet we have the toughest border force in the world when it comes to a journalist who talks about Islam. It's absolutely insane. It's infuriating. As an Englishman looking at what's going on in our country, it's embarrassing as well. And it's embarrassing. And we're sitting here waiting for the next attack in our nation. Meanwhile, our government are trying to stop it.
And again, Russia is not allied with radical Islam and is stopping it. You see the alliance that General Flynn wanted with Japan, South Korea, Russia, the U.S., Brazil, anybody else that wants to be part of free market. Meanwhile, the corrupt Pope, the radical Muslims, Hollywood, the globalists, the communist Chinese, that's who the left has chosen. They are the traitors. They are the plague. And they're not going to win, my friend. Just keep getting the word out. My parents were just over in the UK for 2 weeks. They were in Scotland and in the UK, in England. And they said people were bringing up InfoWars and you and Paul Watson and Nigel Farage and all the cabs and everywhere without them even saying it. They were like, you're from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones. It happened like 4 times. My mother said, my God, you're like a rock star in England. It's not about me being a rock star. It's that England's on fire. Scotland's on fire. Tommy Robinson, we'll talk to you again. I want you to come on every couple days. You're doing a great job, and we're trying to obviously sponsor some of the work you're doing. God bless you, Tommy, and we're going to win. The fact you've been banned from Twitter is a badge of honor.
Thank you, Alex. And we're in, we want to do a video. We've ordered, you know, the money you sent us. We're ordering all the equipment, and we will do a video of it all together to say we're out there. We're getting these videos. You've helped us. Thank you very much.
But you notice the money didn't have strings attached. That's how we do things. We just appreciate your work. God bless you. That's our listeners' money. Okay, God bless you. All right, Mark Moreno, thanks for holding 10 minutes. Mark Moreno, best-selling book, #1 on Amazon, but you don't see it anywhere. The Politically Incorrect Guide to Climate Change.
We will make America great again.